But you know what Jesus responded in this particular passage? In Luke, in verse 18, he said to them, I saw Satan fall like lightning from heaven. Now, we are against a foe who has a reality that he has already been defeated. There's a prince of darkness in this world that he roams. He's like a ravenous lion. He's looking whom he may devour. But literally, if you look close, Jesus has removed his teeth. You know, the roaring lion is the one that goes away from the pride and roars and scares the pride to run into the bushes. That's where the rest of the lions are waiting to devour the prey. Satan needs to be wearing, listen to this. What had happened was Satan at one time was Lucifer. He was the light bearer. He was in charge of glorifying God and bringing praise to God. In fact, he was the first worship praise leader. He really was, Lucifer. I mean, that was he led heaven's courses. He led praise, the jewels. He walked among the jewels. But his one sin was he wasn't content with that. He wanted to arise and take over the throne. And he was cast out from the presence of God. Satan needs to be wearing one of those buttons that say, I have fallen and I can't get up. Because that is the attitude that we need to take toward the enemy of our God. Not our enemy, but the enemy of our God. We happen to be the point people for his attacks. He is an ex-employee of heaven. He used to be next to the throne and was in charge of leading praise and worship, but he got kicked out. And listen to this, this is so important. This is so important, I want you to hear it, and if I offend somebody, pray for me later. It is so important, because when Satan got kicked out of heaven, and he used to lead the praise and worship in heaven, you know what he hates the most? He hates to hear the praise and worship of God coming from God's people today. Because he reminds him, that was my job, and I got kicked out. So the noisier and the more excited and the more energetic the people of God become, the more it angers the enemy. And so should it be. That's what we should be pursuing about. Thank you. That is why he hates it. When the church crowd gets loud and begins to praise God, he's reminded that he has been replaced. And we need to get a messed up world to hear a jacked up church full of the joy of the Lord.